Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. Today we are discussing a production intent prototype of the most exciting sports watch of 2019. This is the prototype, serial number 000 of the 2019 manufactured de Bethune DB28GSV2AN Grand Bleu, the company's first ever rotating bezel swimmable sports watch. On my wrist, 16 centimeters in circumference, the size and the stance of this prototype represent production intent. So the timepiece 44 millimeters in diameter, remarkably slim at only 12.9 millimeters thick with a 26 millimeter strap spacing, and the company's new intermediate size spring-loaded floating lugs. They are variable geometry, and they will actually extend from a minimum of 51 millimeters lug-to-lug to 55 millimeters across the wrist. The strap is a shipping piece only, used to demonstrate the watch. There will be several options when the watch hits the market, one of which will be a de Bethune rubber swimmable strap, so this 105-meter water-resistant watch can jump in the pool or the surf. This is only a shipping and sizing strap for ergonomic trials only. The buckle is a manufacturer de Bethune branded grade 5 titanium pin buckle that is easily adjustable on the fly in sports watch fashion, and actually has a wonderful design parallel to the shape of the lugs themselves. The lugs, the buckle, and the case all in muted satin finish, so the watch doesn't overwhelm despite its size, and you can see the ogival or torpedo shaped ends of the lugs, the last design vestige and a continuous design feature through the years from the first 2002 DB1 chronograph to the present day in the DB28 collection. The crown is double row knurled for easy gripping if your hands may be wet or sweaty. It will be a screw down in the final production version. This is a push down, and the watch, 105 meters water resistant, will be suitable for light duty diving. Of course, roughly 300 feet of water resistance is plenty for most of us, and if you do want to time your light-duty dive, you will have a rotating bezel, and it has a spectacular detent both in feel and sound. Take a listen. For a first trial with a rotating bezel, I have to say the folks from Bezel absolutely nailed it. Now what you do is you line up the index with the minute hand. And now you have a 0 to 60 minute timer that's easy to read radially. I actually find it's easier to read a dive bezel than a chronograph. So if you're in a profession where you bill hours, or if, for instance, you're timing the kids' time out, you're cooking something on the grill, you have that ability to quickly and easily reference elapsed time. That's the wonder of a dive bezel, even if you stay high and dry. You'll also note a few features of this dial that are unique for de Bethune. The first being center seconds. Although not unprecedented, it's a feature rarely seen, but one expected on a hardcore sports watch. You'll also note that the minute hand as well as the hour hand, which are both beautifully flame blued, feature small triangles of superluminova for nighttime viewing. There's a microlight striation on the barrel bridge at center, and you can see the twin mainspring barrels poking out. And you'll note at 9 o'clock there's a power reserve scale tracing the 5 days of autonomy of this manual wind 2080 in-house caliber. I should note, as we discuss the caliber, that de Bethune actually features 27 manufactured calibers in its catalog since 2002. There's a balanced structure, a full bridge for shock resistance, but they double up, or should I say they triple up the shock resistance. The two ends of the balance bridge are actually parachute system. So you have triple parachute, a patented shock protection system that the company devised in 2005, and at center you have Incablock shock protection for the balance staff. You also have a balance proprietary, a 2016 patent for the company, which has over half a dozen proprietary balance designs with a titanium blued structure, outboard white gold masses, and it has three purposes. One, it's thermally stable, so regardless of extreme hot or cold temperatures, it will not change the timing of the watch. Two, it has very little aerodynamic drag. And three, it has all of its mass in the rim, so shocks or concussions are unlikely to disrupt the proper timing of this watch, which despite its 5-day power reserve has a high beat rate of 28,800 vibrations per hour. Now there's also a hairspring, and you can see the dog leg kink, the off-centered design of this hairspring, which is also patented, a 2006 patent for de Bethune and its watchmaking maestro Denis Flageolet. It is a flat hairspring with all the advantages of an overcoil hairspring and none of the fragility, so it offers concentric beating in any orientation on your wrist or on your dresser at night. There is a silicone escape wheel to minimize parasitic losses at the escapement, and yes, that too is patented. Moving out, you can see that there are twin mainspring barrels, one on each side. They are self-adjusting, and unlike most manual wind watches, the spring inside one barrel will slip to relieve tension, so you cannot accidentally overwind. Traditional French watch valley Swiss finishing is present. So this is a company based out of L'Aubusson in the canton of Vaud, and they finish watches in the traditional French-Swiss watch valley fashion, which is why you can see both portions of the bridge at center, as well as the balance bridge and the seconds hand, are all black polished, also known as Poli Noir. It is the highest optically flawless mirrored standard of finish. You can see it too on the center of the hour hand. Everything is in traditional Swiss fashion. Although it is a high-tech watch with a progressive, even avant-garde style, everything is lovingly executed in the grandest traditions of Swiss watchmaking. And you can see on the caseback, there's a satin finish on the mechanism for the power reserve indicator. So you actually have a power reserve indicator mechanism visible on the caseback and the reserve indicator visible on the case front. This is the look of the future. The first ever rotating bezel sports watch from the manufacturer de Bethune. This is the DB28 Grand Sport Grand Bleu. You can see the superluminova of the minute and hour hands of the Grand Bleu, but this is what sets the watch apart. The twin mainspring barrels operate a dynamo that drives 4 blue LED lights, allowing the watch to illuminate itself for up to 1 minute continuously. It's powered by the same system that powers the train of the watch. You can get the watch to run for 5 days if you lay off the LEDs, but what fun would that be? Also, note how clearly luminescent the transparent cutouts of the bezel are. The bezel is designed to be seen first and foremost in the dark of the depths.